Today we're looking at what is probably the best way to make millions of gold when any patch in WoW is released, and that is being the first to get any of the new recipes and cash in as quickly as you can. First to market can be absolutely insane. If you've watched a lot of videos on the channel, you know that I frequently make tens of millions of gold on a patch release from simply being the first to get something. So today we're looking at the recipes you should be able to get on day 1 of patch 10.2, and you need to cash in on these crafts as soon as possible, as the window of opportunity won't be open for long. Now, nothing is 100% sure, as this is based on PTR research and I haven't got every single one of these recipes to drop, but based on the UI and what I have managed to get and with a bit of research, I think we have a fairly good idea where to get most of these from. If you want to be 100% sure, then you can wait a week, of course, and it will be definitely confirmed, but by then any chance of making gold from these will pretty much be gone. All of these recipes are bind on pickup, so you need to get them to drop on your crafter. A lot of them come from the event in the new zone, so I will be covering those and some awesome ways to get the seeds we need to. Stick around to the end of the video for that, as a lot of it hasn't been covered elsewhere. Firstly, we have Alchemy and the Dreamwalker's healing potion, a big upgrade on the current one that we are using in Dragonflight. The UI says we get this from the Emerald Bounty Plump Dream Seeds, and this is backed up by what a lot of people have been saying as well. This means we need to use the rare blue seeds when we are at the Dream Seed blue events in the Emerald Dream. This will make more sense later on when we talk about the events, and thanks Blizzard for putting Bloom in the names of both the zone events. For now, that's all we care about with Alchemy on day 1. Next we have Inscription, who have the majority of the recipes that you'll be likely to be wanting to push for on day 1. The easiest one we're after, and you can get this in about 60 seconds, are the recipes for the new uncommon PvP trinkets. You can just buy the recipes from Fieldmaster Emberath in Valdrakken for 3 awakened Ire each. This market will likely get saturated very quickly on big servers, but demand for them is going to be pretty insane as well. So even though this is stupidly easy to get, this is definitely worth looking at how much profit you can get from these. Next we have 2 more recipes from Inscriptions, both coming from the same source: the new Vantus Rune and the mark of the Auric Dreamstag. You all know what a Vantus Rune is. You can make some decent money here, but the demand won't kick in for another week or so. That being said, if this turns out to be a rare drop and you are one of the few who do manage to get it, in a week you could be due for a massive payout when the raid comes along. The main recipe that's going to give you a payout today is the mark of the Auric Dreamstag, which is going to give druids this amazing new form. Now this one is bind on pickup, so you are going to have to use the work order system for selling this one, but 100% there's going to be a demand for this. You get both of these recipes from the same place as the healing potion earlier. That's the events around the zone when we are planting the seeds, and once again all the reports are saying they got this from the rare blue seeds. We're coming back to that later on. On day 1 it seems like going to be able to get the recipe to craft the new contract for the new Dream Warden's reputation. That's pretty insane. These things sell region wide and everyone is going to want this reputation, so there's a massive gold making potential here. This one is marked as a World Superbloom drop, so basically you're going to get this from doing a Superbloom, an hourly event in the new zone in 10.2. We'll touch on the Superbloom event later on as well. The last recipes we're looking at today is for Enchanting, and it's for the crafting of the Enchanted crests for the new tier of crafted gear. Obviously, quite a few of you have made a lot of gold from these in previous season, but once again, this is something that you need to use a crafting order system and trade chat for. This is one that could make you some really quick gold depending on how rare this one proves to be, but it's likely to make you a lot of gold over the entire season if you can be bothered to put the effort in. Like with the new contract, this also drops from the Superbloom event, so let's have a look at that first. The main event in the new zone is called the Superbloom. This happens once an hour and basically we're running around after Treebeard, clicking on rabbits that can't stand the fuck still, killing stuff, etc. It's a very normal world event style thing with one little change. The fact that Treebeard thinks he's a classic WoW escort quest mob and tears his way halfway across the zone every time the event begins. Blizzard obviously did this to stop people AFKing the events that they put together. All you need to do, just run around, do the event, contribute, and you'll get rewarded. On top of the main rewards, in the process you'll be picking up Emerald Dewdrops and Slumbering Dream Fragments passively. We will be using these later on. When the last boss comes, make sure you loot him after he's dead. When I've got the recipe drops that I've marked of coming from Superblooms, they've always come from the last boss. The other event we need in the zone to farm our recipes is the Dream Seed Bloom. This is the one where we're planting our seeds, which will always be showing up on the map as a seed whenever you're carrying one of these with you. Like we said, there's uncommon, rare and epic seeds. We will talk about how to get these, but it's mostly the rare ones that seem to drop the recipes as far as the reports go and my personal experience on the PTR has shown. Basically, you fly to one of these events. Any player can start it by planting a seed and it will start a 3-minute timer. During this 3 minutes, any player can contribute a seed or the Emerald Dewdrops we got loads of during the Superbloom event earlier. You want this bar to fill up to 100 to get the best possible rewards, but you also need to make sure you contribute a seed yourself if somebody else started the event, or you won't get a chance of getting the recipes. If you run out of Emerald Dewdrops to get the bar to 100, you can farm them around this area. There's mobs to kill, weeds to pull up, etc. But hopefully, with the amount of people running around on patch release and the amount of dewdrops you've saved up from the Superblooms, this won't be an issue. Loot the cache when it spawns and pray to the RNG gods for your recipes. Unlike the Superblooms, which are hourly, you can do these seed events all day long if you have the seeds. But it's getting the seeds that's the limiting factor here on how fast you can unlock the recipes then. Before we talk about where we can farm these seeds, we need a quick break then to give away another 1 million gold like we do on every video. Make sure you have your notifications turned on to make sure you don't miss any future releases or giveaways. All you need to do to be in a chance of winning this time is like the video and in the comments below put your character name, server, region and answer the question, who played Medivh in the World of Warcraft movie? Anyway, where do we get these seeds from then? The really obvious sources, world quests, certain rares, doing one-time quests through the campaign, and I've had a few from Superbloom caches as well, although that is hit and miss. One of the main ways to be getting a constant supply of seeds is through the Slumbering Dream Fragments we have been picking up through the Superblooms, killing rares, etc. You can convert 5 of these into a renewed Dream Cache, which once opened has a chance of giving you seeds. Finally, we do have a one-time supply of high quality seeds that isn't really being covered elsewhere. There's 10 hidden treasures in the Emerald Dream Zone. Some of these are really good seeds, others give transmog or toys, etc. There's a guide video on this which has popped up in the bottom left of the screen now. Following this guide will get you done with all of this and it really doesn't take much time at all. It's well worth the effort, so click that video now if you want to give yourself a head start with your seeds and all the other hidden stuff in patch 10.2. Thanks for watching guys and see you next time.